Howdy, guys. It's your boys.
We're back.
Before we get into the podcast, I just want to let you guys know we are available on YouTube, iTunes, and Spotify, all under the SpaceShow name. If you look in the description of each of those sources, you can find a Linktree link, and it'll show one of the suggestions is topic suggestion. We want to hear your guys' suggestions because we don't care what we talk about. As well as, if you're on YouTube, please leave a like and consider subscribing because it just kind of lets us know that there is interest in this project. Would you agree?
Yeah. I mean, we're having a blast. We're doing
fun,
it.
But it's always fun to have like ideas, like what do you guys want to hear? But without further ado, let's try going to the podcast. And man, is nothing more degrading than when your father walks in your room and you're 22 years old watching a cartoon. Crying a little bit.
There is so much wrong with this movie. But it's still such an important movie. It's Star Wars time, baby.
Oh, you've been waiting for that.
Yeah.
I was wondering, like,
that's
is he going to turn that on?
All right, pack it up.
So yeah, for this one, we thought...
It's going to keep making noise.
Does it keep making noise?
Well... Yeah. I should probably shut it off.
You should probably shut that.
Okay. Well, you saw the effect. It's cool.
Just imagine it's always there. We just want to talk about Star Wars because, well, someone suggested it, and we're both pretty big fans, I would say.
I love Star Wars. I do. Like, if it's like my nerd confession is Star Wars. I know way too much about Star Wars and way too little about everything else in the world.
Politics, I don't know. Coronavirus, who cares?
Politics in real world? No. Politics in Star Wars? We'll talk about it.
Don't get me started with the Senate.
Exactly. He was the Senate. Can confirm.
So our thought process is we're just going to kind of go through each trilogy, talk about pros, cons, what we think of them. But first, we kind of want to talk about like how we got into it. Do you want to start or do you want me to start?
You can start.
So my experience with Star Wars is obviously I've always known about it. I remember seeing Episode 3 in theaters, and then when Episode 1 re-released in theaters for the 3D theatrical release, I do remember seeing that with a couple buddies. But I was never more than just like an average fan. Like I didn't seek out more knowledge. I just took the films at face value. I'm like, it's kind of cool. They got laser swords.
Yeah.
And then only recently have I really gotten into it where it's like, okay, we have Disney Plus, the new trilogy's coming out, and I love like tradition, not like just things that take place over a long period of time that everyone can kind of get behind. I don't know. So like something that's taken 40-something years to develop, I can appreciate that, how there's a fan base amongst so many generations. So once this new trilogy came out, I'm like, okay, let me start rewatching these, rewatch the old films, the old trilogies, and now I'm starting to watch the spin-off series. Like I just finished Clone Wars with the final season coming out on Disney Plus.
So good.
Started watching Rebels. And man, is nothing more degrading than when your father walks in your room and you're 22 years old watching a cartoon and he says, "What are you doing?" Star Wars?
It's a commercial.
It's I don't know what this is. I was
this
watching
is
Man
football.
Things, yeah.
You know.
But yeah, that's kind of been my thing. Like only recently have I really gotten into it, started looking more in depth, and it's a whole, it's a universe. Did you know that?
A whole universe.
Yeah, it takes a place a long time ago in a galaxy way out there.
Yet somehow still in the future.
Yeah, somehow we haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah, we skipped cars.
But that's like kind of my experience. Like, I've always been aware of it, always liked it, but only recently have I started getting into it.
Yeah.
How about yourself?
Oh, me?
No, you.
Glad you asked. Well, obviously, like, my dad always liked Star Wars, you know,
Sure.
like, when the first trilogy came out, you know, like, just like everybody else, he was just blown away, which we'll talk about. But, so then, with me, I was just raised watching Star Wars, because my dad was a fan, you know, and obviously, I grew up in the second trilogy era,
Okay.
you know.
Yeah.
I'm not that old. I'm not that...
Pod racing?
Yeah, pod racing. Midichlorians, if you will.
Ah, yes.
But, no, I grew up with that. My dad took me to see him in the theaters and everything, or anytime we got other TV or a new surround system. He was like, "Oh, let's put in Phantom Menace," you know. And I was just like, it was super cool, you know, as a kid. And then, which we're not talking about the video games or anything, but every Star Wars game that came out, I had to get it.
Oh, I fuck with Lego Star Wars.
Yeah, I downloaded it actually last summer just for fun on the Xbox, and I was like, wow, this game is so easy.
It's so much fun though.
It is a lot of fun. I got the whole trilogy.
Oh, okay. Did you see they're making like the new Skywalker saga?
I did. Yeah, I gotta look more into it, but I want to get that.
500 playable characters. We said we weren't going to talk about this.
Yeah, that's a lot. I'm gonna have to look more into it. But no, yeah. So playing the games though, I think helped me a lot too. But I just loved it. I still remember seeing Revenge of the Sith in the movies.
Sure.
And I was just like, what's going on? And I was like, this is so cool. We'll get into that. But yeah, that's pretty much. I was just kind of grown up in a Star Wars household.
When did you decide
we are not those Star Trek families. If any Star Trek people are watching,
you can turn it off right now.
Yeah, just shut it off because I no.
Not only do I not like you, but the people that raise you.
Yeah, it's offensive, and they may be better movies.
I've never seen anything Star Trek.
I refuse.
I just haven't tried.
We're a Star Wars household, damn it.
When did you decide, though, to, like, really... Because if I've ever had a question on Star Wars, if I'm watching something, no matter what time it is, 9 a.m., 9 p.m., any hour in the day, I will pick up my phone. Hey, Mickey, what did this mean? And you respond within, like, 10 minutes.
I know.
I don't know what you're doing.
I drop what I'm doing.
You'll be at
like,
work.
This is so important. Yeah.
You will be doing physical labor to put it down, pick up your phone. Hey, this is the answer. So, like, when did you start looking more into the lore of Star Wars? Like, I don't know if you've done any extra reading or just like the Wikipedia thing.
I've done a few, but especially with the newer stuff though, it gets super confusing of what's canon. Now all of a sudden that was canon, that's not.
Disney buys out Star Wars and everything gets shut down.
But I don't know, honestly. I mean, I wasn't like a kid and I was like, man, I need to research everything, you know?
Yeah.
But I just wanted to know more because as you watch any movie, but especially Star Wars, especially lately, you just have so many questions.
For sure.
And sometimes like those questions can be answered in whether it's a comic or a game or a book, which is stupid, but that's how they make money now.
Yeah.
Disney.
What up?
But yeah, so like I just wanted those questions, or I wanted to know more about a character or what they're doing when they're absent, you know?
Yeah.
So I just started.
Like, what's Yoda doing on Dagobah for
what's
years?
this guy doing chilling? Yeah. You know? You can go to Wikipedia.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a thing.
Okay.
Check it out. It's really helpful.
Sponsored by Wikipedia today.
Yeah. Want to start talking about the original trilogy?
Yeah, that's what we have next up.
Yeah, on the list.
I never learned how to read. I'm just looking at the pictures.
Got it.
So, back in the year 1977, yeah, we did our research.
Yeah. That's the extent of the research, though.
Just years and names of movies.
Yeah.
A New Hope comes out.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't it just originally called Star Wars? Like, there was no tagline because it was supposed to be a solo movie. Like a standalone?
I think so. Well, George Lucas had... I could be wrong. I know he had Empire written already when they put out A New Hope.
Did not know that.
I don't know about Return of the Jedi.
He was planning for like a saga though, not just a standalone.
He was, but he wasn't sure if it was gonna hit it off or not. So he wasn't sure. Like he knew he wanted to make Empire
for sure,
but he didn't know like if A New Hope sucked, he wasn't gonna. Obviously, he was gonna make it. It wasn't enough money or whatever. But obviously, it hit.
It killed.
It slapped.
It did all right actually.
Yeah,
it did okay.
It was pretty cool. But you know, I mean, we're not even. This is the first. We're just starting, man. But this is my favorite trilogy.
Yeah.
I love the original trilogy for so many reasons, and because for me at least, like A New Hope, obviously that's just like the start of the Star Wars world. But like, you're smack dab in the middle of a story.
Yes.
Right at the beginning.
I love that.
Like,
I think it's Latin. In media res. Learn that in Bible school, high school, because the Bible starts in the middle of a story.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's like what it's called, in media res. So Star Wars starts in a already
Look at you.
in the middle of a story. It's not just once someone grew up. It's like no, this is kind of like a man at this point.
Yeah.
Who's like going through life. He is set in his
again,
ways.
Opens up, just blasters, and you're in space, you know? And there's already a story happening, and you have no idea what it was. You had no idea what was going on, and I thought that was so cool.
How many viewings did it take you to actually read the text crawl in the beginning of Star Wars?
Oh, dude, I still gotta pause it.
I don't read it.
I'm like, oh, crap,
God.
they're fading away.
Taking your finger to the screen, going line by line.
Yeah. But, yeah, I love A New Hope. That whole trilogy. Also, too, just, like, for film in general, that was just out of the world, man.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that, you know, the effects and everything, just, like, everything in space.
A lot of it was done, like, practically. Like, just
They
a man
actually-
holding a...
They actually shot in space.
Yeah, they went to space. Elon Musk. But no, it was, like, just a lot of, like, models and everything. Well,
Yeah.
CGI wasn't the, like, mainstream thing. They
No,
could have
but-
animated it, at least.
Yeah.
But no, it was just a model.
Yeah,
flying
but like
down.
everything they did, from like the blasters firing, the lightsaber effects and everything, it was just like ahead of the time.
It was so revolutionary.
Yeah, so that's why I love the original one though too, a little bit of
Yeah.
film history. But yeah, I think A New Hope is one of my favorite films out of the whole entire thing though. It's so good.
I had a patient, for those of you that don't know, I work in healthcare. I had a
Oh.
patient that we were watching TV and we started talking about Star Wars somehow, and he was saying how he was at the release for A New Hope in '77. And
that's cool.
how revolutionary it was. Like, yeah, it was insane. People were dressing up even though they hadn't seen the movie yet.
That's cool.
But like we were all just so
Got
on
a guy as
board.
Harry Potter over there. It's like, what the fuck?
But it was like it brought so many different groups of people together that like people could just bond
Yeah.
over this experience, and it just keeps traveling through time.
Yeah.
Like it's never gonna be a dying series.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, especially, you know, the solid three, Harrison Ford, Carrie Fisher, Mark Hamill,
Yeah.
just blew up as young actors and actress. It was, oh, it's so good. It's
Yep.
such a great story. But, yeah, I thought, I don't know, New Hope, I'm just trying to remember. But yeah, it's just one of my favorites. My all-time fave, I think, is Empire Strikes Back.
Oh, that's everyone. That's the correct
That's
choice.
That's the movie.
When you ask someone, do you like Star Wars? Oh, I love Empire.
Yeah.
That's the given.
Yeah, that one's so good. You know, just like like from the story and everything. And I even heard that Mark Hamill didn't know that Darth Vader was supposed to say.
Until he got there.
Yeah.
Like 5 seconds before, he was like, "Hey,
Yeah.
that's your dad."
And Mark Hamill's like, what the? Is he supposed to say that?
Hey, cut real quick.
yeah. But dude, the scene on Hoth, the snow walkers and everything, those were shot. They like not animated. They kind of went off of like elephants and everything to like get the walking and stuff. You know?
Oh, for the AT-ATs?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Dude, I thought those things were so badass. As a kid, I was like, these rebels are getting fucked right now.
You know what's crazy to me? You've seen Captain America Civil War, correct?
Yes.
That some people watch that movie when Spider-Man makes the Hoth reference. Some people don't know what that means. Just, ever see that thing where in space on the snow planet, it's like people probably don't know that they're talking about Star Wars or Hoth because they're so young or just
then
never
he goes
watched
for
it.
his legs.
Yep, and it's like, it works.
Yeah.
Science.
Yeah. See, I really can't hate on this original trilogy just because.
No.
Also, again, given its time, it's really just
Yeah.
more innovative.
It was the first
than
thing of its
anything.
kind.
Yeah.
No one was really doing like that level of sci-fi or storytelling.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess then I just fast forward to Return of the Jedi.
What happens in that one? Jedi Returns?
Return of the Jedi?
Oh, yeah.
Luke comes back. I'm back.
Yeah, what up, guys? You rang?
Yeah, all of a sudden, which... See, here's now starts to become some problems with Star Wars.
Yeah.
Nobody talks about Luke's green lightsaber. Like, you know, he just has it. Like, where do you get that from?
I was watching some YouTube video where it was like a deleted scene that he was making a new lightsaber, and it was originally supposed to be blue, but people thought it'd be
I love the
too
green.
confusing because like, why is it a different hilt? Did he go pick up his old lightsaber?
I love the green.
Yeah.
Luke's lightsaber green is awesome. That handle, sick.
Hello.
Sorry, my mom just texted me.
Okay. What'd your mom say?
She's the neediest. Don't forget to shout out for my birthday.
All right, real quick, shout out Mary Ellen, happy 25th birthday.
Exactly.
She
That's-
is the OG.
On the day of recording, that is tomorrow, May
Yes.
17th. It is the Maker's birthday.
If you've ever met her, you know why she deserves this.
The Maker is also a Star Wars reference.
Is it?
Yep. C-3PO always goes, "Hail the Maker."
To Anakin?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah. Not like always, but yeah, I think he says it in like Phantom Menace and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough.
Yeah.
I also saw that in Return of the Jedi, this was... I don't remember the actor's name that plays Palpatine, but that was his first, like, in-person shown. Like, that was the first time it was him in the makeup. Because before it was, like, some other actor that was only projected as, like, a hologram.
Yeah.
But then, with, like, that voice, but then all of the remastered versions, it's I want to say his name's Ian McSomething.
I believe you.
McDonald, he had a farm.
Sure.
I don't know.
E-I-E-I-O, man. What's the name who played old Obi-Wan?
Oh,
Sir Alec Guinness.
Yes.
I love him.
Yeah.
He's great.
That was a great casting choice.
Yeah.
Because he was one of the only, like, big name actors in the movie.
Yeah.
And, I mean, he was only there for a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, he was awesome. No, Return of the Jedi, that was another great one. Second Death Star. They had just...
Shocker. Same thing.
They just had enough time to start making a new one. Because the first one worked out so well. Little Ewoks, little fuzzy things. Love
that was
those.
originally supposed to be Kashyyyk.
Really? I didn't know that.
It was supposed to be a Wookiee planet, but George Lucas said, make the people smaller and more teddy bear-like.
Yeah, make them shorter.
Yeah.
Throw rocks. I love this trilogy, just overall.
Yeah, like
I thought it was great.
Not that there's nothing wrong with it. I'm sure, like, there's a lot of plot holes, but that was, like, developed because of the later trilogies.
Biggest thing is that I don't know why George Lucas kept this in, and I don't know why people don't question it. Leia kisses Luke in A New Hope. I believe it's A New Hope.
Yeah, because
in front of Han. It's either
Han
New
was
Hope
saying,
or
like,
Empire.
It's one of the two, and he's like, all you women are the same. He's like, oh, you think you know women? And then she kisses her brother.
Yeah, well, they didn't know that at the time.
That's fair.
But George Lucas
had an idea.
He knew what was going to happen in Return of the Jedi.
If it was written in Empire, well, we already know that Luke is Vader's father. If it was in A New Hope, he was already kind of writing Empire.
Yeah. He knew what he was doing.
We got to get him on the podcast to talk about this.
Yeah, that was a little weird.
Yeah.
Because then you find out in Return of the Jedi, and they're all like, I always knew. I'm like, you always knew? And you guys kissed?
It's kind of a flex.
Fucking hillbilly Tatooine.
I don't know what those two sons did to him, but he might have spent some time in the shade.
Yeah, that was a little weird.
Yeah, like overall, that was a really good trilogy.
Yeah, I love the effects of the lightsaber, especially... Well, no, I think the first time you see a lightsaber in A New Hope is when Luke
picks up his
meets
father's.
Ben. Yeah, for the first time. And, like, he holds it, and then it's like the film almost skips when he turns it on. It's just, like, skips, like, a frame rate.
It's just slightly in a different position.
But, like, and he's, like, turning it, but it's so flat. Mm-hmm. But you're like, that is the coolest thing I've ever seen.
That thing killed children.
It did. Dude, when he's talking about that's your father's lightsaber.
Forgot to mention how many younglings it murdered. Do you think that story died with Ben? Ben Kenobi? Do you think Luke or Rey or anyone that has held that saber is aware of that?
No.
Well, people must be aware that Anakin killed all the younglings, but are they aware that that is Anakin's saber?
Well, see, now we're going to get more into just the films. Okay. Because I don't want to ruin, if you guys are watching Clone Wars, I don't know.
Spoilers.
Spoiler alert. But, like, even Ahsoka didn't really know.
Yeah.
She wasn't sure. Like, the only people that were, like, really sure was Mace, I think Yoda. Yoda assumed.
And then Obi-Wan.
And then obviously Obi-Wan.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the rest of the Jedi or anybody, especially regular people, they don't know.
No. Because all of a sudden this dude in a mask just comes out of nowhere with Palpatine.
Yeah. Because then after Order 66, which we'll get to, Anakin was presumed dead.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I did not know. So that was
because technically he was.
Yeah, he wasn't a thing anymore.
Yeah. So.
Okay. Oh, wow. Yeah, that would make sense because 66 kill all the Jedi, the treason or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, if Anakin's dead and all this, like, that's fine. It's better for the people.
Yeah.
People.
Yeah. Which we'll talk about that. But yeah, I don't think anyone really thought about what that lightsaber has done.
Yeah. So, you want to get into the prequels?
Yeah.
So.
Now we're introduced to pod racing.
And
Which, okay, I'm a little biased still with this because this is like what I
everyone always loves the first one they
kid,
watched.
You know, again, let's start with Phantom Menace. I love Liam Neeson and Ewan McGregor, so
for sure, yeah.
I that was really cool. That opening scene when they're just like busting down the door with their lightsaber, I'm like, my God, that's so cool. Also, this is when CGI is really huge nowadays. So the lightsabers look way better. Space looks way better. You know, everything overall just looks better.
Everything's a little more racist.
It's a little racist. Just a little bit. I think they used too much CGI.
Yeah,
because they were just like, oh
excited.
shit, we know how to do this.
We can make everything look okay.
Yeah. But yeah, them just...
Darth Jar Jar.
Oh yeah, we get introduced to Jar Jar.
Wasn't he convinced that like Jar Jar was gonna be the star of the movie? Like everyone was gonna love him.
I think so. Which, again, we'll talk about throughout this series about the prequels. But I don't understand Jar Jar's full
neither
involvement
do I.
other than talking to the guy that goes like. Yeah, that guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, even in Clone Wars, they really don't explain his purpose.
Yeah. I always loved Darth Maul. I still do. The double-bladed lightsaber was just...
so cool.
Wild. Mm-hmm. The dude that actually did all those stunts and everything, you ever see videos of him?
Yeah.
It's wild.
I watched him do mocap for the Clone Wars episode.
Yeah.
Because all that was, like, real. And just watching him do it, I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
That is a skilled man.
Yeah.
They got the right person.
And, yeah, again, I like Phantom Menace. I think it's a good one. There's a lot that doesn't really make sense.
Midichlorians?
Like, all of a sudden, Qui-Gon's like, yo...
let me test your blood really quick.
Yeah, this dude's got a lot of midichlorians.
You got midichlorians and diabetes.
You got to go to a doctor now, bro. Yeah, then he's just like, hey, we're going to take you to see Jedi.
Mm-hmm. Hey, guess what? You can move things without touching it.
Which then, he's like, I think he's the chosen one. I'm like, you guys know this already?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what? But, and then the whole pod racing thing, I guess, just to win money, I guess. But that was just like a elongated scene.
Yeah, they could have shortened that. But it was also the bet with Watto, is that his name? Yeah. And then reintroducing the Hutt family as, like, kind of rulers of... Where do you live? Tatooine? Where did Anakin live?
Tatooine.
Yeah, so, like, they had rule over Tatooine to then put into the original trilogy.
Like, Jabba the Hutt wasn't even, like, part of Phantom Menace. He was just in it.
He was just there.
Yeah, he was just enjoying pod racing.
Want to hear something interesting about Duel of Fates?
Yeah.
So Dave Filoni, the creator of Clone Wars,
I know,
recently spoke about Duel of Fates there's a new Disney Plus series about like the Mandalorian back behind the scenes stuff, and he was talking about it. How the Duel of Fates means more than just like this cool
4 minutes.
We have 4 minutes left.
Yeah.
It's more than just this cool operatic fight music. Mm-hmm. The title of it really means like how this duel turns out is the fate of Anakin Skywalker, because Qui-Gon recognized this kid did not have a father figure in his life.
Yeah.
And if the duel would have went Qui-Gon's way, he could have been this father figure for Anakin, and he could have coaxed him to be more of a Jedi.
Yeah.
But because it didn't go his way, and Obi-Wan ended up being his master. Mm-hmm. Even in Revenge of the Sith, when quote you were my brother, Anakin didn't need a brother; he needed a father.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah. So the fate of the galaxy was then changed because Qui-Gon died.
That's why, like, if you look more into stuff,
it's crazy.
Yeah, behind it and everything, it just like blows your mind. And honestly, I think that's why I love Star Wars so much. Like, if I were to just watch these films down, I'd be like,
face
what the
value,
hell was that?
It's still pretty cool. But like the more you get into it, like it can really just like change your perspective on the movies.
I just get sucked into the world, and that's why I love it.
I'm a big film fan, and just like seeing all like this behind the scenes stuff, it's great. But isn't that like really neat about the like?
Another fun fact: Liam Neeson was actually like a skilled like swordsman.
Yeah, I've heard this.
So no, which actually is cool because then he brought his own fighting style too.
Yeah, aren't there like 6 saber styles or something?
Yeah, I hate to admit that, but yeah, there is it's certain type of fighting styles that
we're gonna lose all our clout. Because of this.
Or get a lot of clout.
Damn.
You decide. But yeah, that each certain type of Jedi use, or some don't. Some are Yeah, we don't need to get into it.
Yeah.
But, yeah, he used his own and everything, and then Ewan McGregor would just make lightsaber noises. While while they would be fighting, you go, and yeah, Liam Neeson couldn't really work with him. Obviously, like they weren't like butting heads or whatever.
Yeah, it was
but
just really
like two polar
it's hard
opposites.
to work with someone that's kind of immature.
Liam Neeson knows what he's doing, and Ewan's out here going. Why wouldn't you?
You're holding a lightsaber. Come on.
I would do that too. That's so.
I do that
freaking
now.
Cool. Yeah.
But yeah, no, like to have the gap of what is that, 83?
Yeah.
To 99.
Yeah.
That's such a huge gap. No one's like probably like thinking, oh man, I wonder what's going on with Star Wars before all this happened.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure there was some questions,
Yeah.
but they came back with Phantom Menace, which is Phantom Menace being both Maul and Anakin, because they were both like the Phantom. No one knew who they were.
Yeah.
And it was like such a cool series. Before we move any further or go into Attack the Clones, I'm going to reset the camera.
Perfect.
All right, we'll be right back.
Yes.
Ugh. All right, we're back.
We're back. Yeah, before we move on, I was gonna say something about Phantom Menace. Dude, every time I still watch that, one of the ending scenes, when Qui-Gon gets stabbed, I'm still just like, oh,
yeah,
no. Like every time I watch it, I want to have a different outcome, and I don't get that.
He's much more important to like the entire series rather than just this solo movie. Like,
yeah,
if you really look at the whole like saga and like the expanded universe, like he's kind of crazy important and involved.
Yeah, he's like still relevant throughout like everything.
But we'll get to that.
Sorry.
We will.
Sorry.
Well, let's get like through all this stuff and then we can double back with all the how important everything else is.
Moving on to 2003, I Hate Sand.
God.
Probably one of the most memeable movies, especially out of the Star Wars world.
Attack of the Clones. So we get a new actor for Anakin.
Yep.
Ewan McGregor's a little bit older, and Hayden Christensen hates sand.
And he hates sand. Still hates sand to this day.
Yes. He cannot go to a beach without crying a little bit.
There is so much wrong with this movie.
So,
but it's still such an important movie to everything outside. Like this starts it all.
So as a 22-year-old boy, if you will.
A man boy.
A boy man. I've tried rewatching this movie a couple times.
Yep.
I can only watch it in 30-minute chunks because I dislike it so much.
It's so bad.
It's the weirdest buddy cop movie that turns into a kind of serious.
And I'm sorry, and I'm sure we'll get to them. We'll rank everything. It upsets me, and everyone's opinion is valid. But you're just wrong if you don't put Attack of the Clones on the bottom.
100%.
I put it on the bottom.
Yeah.
Which we'll get to because the next three ain't that good either. But it's so bad.
Yeah.
Like, if you literally take out the chunks that are important to the series, you probably got, maybe a half an hour?
Maybe 10 minutes.
Maybe 10 minutes.
A cool battle scene and like some dialogue.
Anakin gets a little pissy, kills a lot of the Tusken Raiders.
He gets married.
Yeah, all of a sudden he gets married. And then,
I killed them all. I killed the women and children, too. Whoa, dude. Weird flex. Come on.
Whoa, okay.
Hey, you're not that little boy from Tatooine, I know.
Yeah, that shows his, like, anger and everything. How did Attack the Clones start?
They were chasing someone. They were protecting Padme. Chasing someone by, speeder.
Oh,
and
because,
then they end up in the bar.
The opening scene is that ship blows up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just remember I just couldn't watch it. I'm like, this is so bad because they're like joking, you're gonna be the death of me. Oh, he foreshadowed it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's just my least favorite.
Yeah.
The battle scene, like the arena scene, is really cool. That's
100%. It's a very cool shot.
Yeah.
And then that's Boba Fett.
Jango Fett.
Shit. I always forget which one's the older.
Yeah. Tying it in, that's the importance of it. Now we're introduced to clone troopers.
Yes.
We're introduced to
Kamino.
Yeah, to Kamino, and the whole entire story about that and everything. That is one thing when I was a kid, I loved the clone troopers. Mm-hmm. I thought they were so cool.
I thought they were okay in the movie. I didn't think much of them.
No.
But then the cartoon.
Well, that's what I think a lot of people had a reaction kind of like I did. Like they were really cool, but now you know nothing about these guys or anything.
Because when I originally watched it, I thought all these people were like the same, same personality, same just like looks and everything.
Yeah.
But they're so different. Just because they have the same DNA doesn't mean that they're the
And
same person.
When I was a kid watching it, I never put together that somebody went behind everyone's back to make this army. Mm-hmm. You know, I just always thought, I was like, oh, the Jedi got an army, you know? But, like, the whole backstory of that is insane.
Fun fact, did you know that was supposed to be Palpatine's doing? Not SpaceShow. But when someone was typing up the script or something, they misspelled SpaceShow. So it was going to be Sidious.
Oh.
And it was just going to be him behind the scenes doing it. But someone put an F somewhere, so it's SpaceShow. So then they just created this whole character of Jedi SpaceShow.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so it would have made more sense. Like, Palpatine, of course, is pulling all the strings.
From a mistake...
It's a cool story.
Outside of the movies, they tied that in pretty well.
They did.
Because that was a whole Count Dooku thing, you know?
Yeah, so it was supposed to be Palpatine's doing.
We're introduced to Count Dooku.
We are. Great actor. I forgot his name, but a great actor.
Oh, yeah, so did I.
He plays...
in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, Sauron? No. He's someone.
The other wizard.
Yeah, the guy with the...
Magic. Yeah, he was really cool. He had a weird banana-looking lightsaber.
Yep.
That was pretty
I didn't
cool.
get that.
Hey, it was cool. Mm-hmm. He used to be a Jedi. He trained Qui-Gon Jinn. He was Qui-Gon's master.
He was his master. Okay,
Yeah.
for some reason I thought he was his Padawan, which is very cool.
Yeah, so
And then
Dooku was his master.
Who was Dooku's master? Wasn't that Yoda?
It was Yoda.
Which, like, you wouldn't know that from the films.
Yeah.
Actually, they might mention something.
I think they might.
But, it's not nearly as in-depth.
They do mention Qui-Gon with Dooku when Obi-Wan gets captured. Mm-hmm. And then they're kind of talking and blah, blah, blah. Which also, watching the Clone Wars series, which I never knew, because he goes by the name of Tyrannus.
Yes.
They didn't know who Tyrannus was, like, until, like, I think it was actually until Attack of the Clones happened.
Yeah.
But, like, before, I don't know, it was crazy. I was like, oh, they don't know who this guy is.
But it's crazy to think that, like, Dooku, someone that was a Jedi, like, understood everything, was really, like, I totally get this.
Yeah.
Turned to the dark side, and, like, he was pretty much trained at that point, right?
Yeah.
Like, he was done being a Padawan. He was a Jedi Knight, and then turned to the dark side, or was he still, like...
I think he was a master.
Really? Mm-hmm. So, like, it was just crazy to think that you can change so fast.
Yeah.
Over so much time.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was a Jedi Master, and then he didn't like all the bullshit going on, and he said, you know what, I'm out.
Peace, dude.
He found a new job. But yeah, he was a big part, and he was like the leader of it. Mm-hmm. Like, he was the Sith face.
Yeah.
But he wasn't the master. He was the apprentice. So it was kind of like his face on all that Sith shit.
But, like, because the rule of two, people knew there was someone else, correct?
Yes. Yes.
If you don't know what the rule of two is, there will always be two Sith.
Yeah. That actually started with, I think Darth Raven started that.
I have no clue.
I know, I'm getting nerdy now.
It's past my vocabulary.
I know. And then the whole story of Sidious and stuff and blah, blah, blah. But, yeah, and then the whole scene, Anakin frolicking in the meadows.
It's such a bogus, like, 15, 20 minutes
he uses his force to cut a pear for Panda
God.
Bear. And I'm like, what is this movie?
Like, I get that they need to establish the love between Padme and Anakin.
Yeah.
But that was too much.
It was. Yeah, I couldn't do it.
No.
But I always liked the droid factory scene. Mm-hmm. And then the whole battle. I wanted more of the battle of, like, clones and droids.
Yeah.
Because that was a cool scene.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Again, if we're talking about, like, the CGI, everything in the movie. When they're, like, not just in that arena. When it's, like, that big open land. And there's, like, dust. And all you see is just red and blue getting lit up. And, like, that's pretty cool.
That's all right.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It was just overall such a not great movie, though.
No.
Like, it adds so much to the canon of Star Wars, but trying to watch it all the way through, you just can't.
Yeah.
In this day and age, you cannot watch that movie.
Yeah, and most important thing is Anakin gets angry, loses a hand.
Very true.
That's about it.
Yep.
Yeah, 5 minutes. You can cut that film down.
And it's just as entertaining,
yeah,
if not more.
It's not good.
Nope.
That is not a good one, man. You know? Now...
Have I ever told you about the story of Darth Plagueis the Wise? Revenge of the Sith. Or no, yeah, Revenge of the Sith.
Yep,
Yeah,
Revenge of the Sith.
So 2 years later,
2005.
we get the movie in 2005,
Mm-hmm.
and it's pretty good. I enjoyed it a lot, actually.
So here's the thing. Again, better effects.
Yes.
Man. I still think this is one of the best openers of Star Wars film.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're just following Anakin and Obi-Wan's spaceships, you know, whatever.
Through the Battle
Cruisers,
of Coruscant.
And that, like, you just think it's them chilling, and then they, like, dive bomb down, and boom.
Yep.
Huge battle. You're already into a huge battle.
Yeah.
Which they don't talk about in the film either, which is super important.
Because it's a lot's happening. A lot is being determined
happening.
over this battle.
But I love that scene. I still do. Also, sorry, pause. We haven't talked about it yet. The music in Star Wars.
Oh, freaking amazing.
John Williams, so good. It's so good.
Everything fits so well. I think he's got an award for each film.
I don't know that fact, but
I think that is a thing. Did you know, I found this out today, his son is the singer for Toto.
like the Africa?
Yeah, Mr. Africa.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Maybe James Williams, I don't know, whatever, but his son...
James Woods?
James Woods from Family Guy.
Wow, that's a talented bunch right there.
But no, his son was the singer for Toto.
I didn't know that.
I found out it's him, like, that's a well-versed family. Good
Yeah.
for them. But yeah, no, John Williams did a freaking amazing job on all these films.
It's such good music.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome. Like, if anything, if you don't even like the movies, you can take away from the music at least.
Yeah.
It's so good.
But then...
Honestly, too, Revenge of the Sith is probably my favorite soundtrack.
Yes.
There's very good, like, just music in there. That whole entire movie is...
The pacing's so good. The music really,
Yeah.
like, makes you feel what's going on, what's about to happen.
Yeah.
And just, like, from knowing the original trilogy, like, you're waiting for it all to happen. Like,
Right.
okay, when does he turn to Vader? When do the twins come out?
Yeah.
How does Leia remember her mother's face?
Yeah. Yeah. Let's talk about that one. Yeah, just... So, my only thing with this movie is the dialogue in it is just awful.
Really? You don't like it?
It's so bad.
I feel like
It's so bad.
it was the writing, not the acting.
Yeah, well, again, I think there were good actors in there,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, just the writing and how they portrayed it
Yeah.
was so bad. Like, when they're running, this is early in the... Actually, I think this was after they killed Dooku,
Yes.
and then they get caught by ray shields. And then Obi-Wan's like, ray shields? How could this happen? We're smarter than this? I'm like, what the hell? What is going on? You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, other than that stuff, and like, or towards the end of the movie when Obi-Wan is talking to Padme,
Yeah.
and he's like, Anakin's in danger, and she's like, from the Sith? And he's like, yeah,
Get in the ship.
yeah. You know what I mean? It's like, what the hell?
Mm-hmm.
It's just so bad. That's what's bad about it.
Yeah.
But I think it's up there on one of my favorites, though. Other than those, like, small problems.
Yeah.
I love all the lightsaber battles in there.
Oh, it's so good.
You know, even the one with Dooku right at the beginning.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
We're introduced to General Grievous,
Yes.
who's, again, a bigger character than the movie portrays.
He was introduced because he was introduced in the cartoons, correct?
Yes, he was. Which this is actually the first film that they took a character from a TV series or whatever and made him canon.
Which is a big deal.
Which normally it's the other way around.
Yeah.
You know, obviously they'll take from films or whatever. But yeah, I was like, I loved Grievous. I thought he was so cool.
Mm-hmm. And it really shows how powerful Palpatine is, not only, like, politically, but as a Sith. Like, he was able to, take down 4 Jedi Masters?
Yeah, that scene was kind of messed up too, though.
Messed up, like, bad?
Yeah, like, I totally get... What's up with the spin?
That is, he's using a Sith scream, is what they've said. That it...
I don't know this.
Yes.
Wow.
You hear, like, a weird scream, like...
Oh,
it sounds
yes,
like Nazi
yes.
zombies.
No, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that is supposed to be, like, a Force thing, like a Jedi move or a Sith move that, like, disables people. Like, it's like getting flashbanged.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's why he's able to just take 3 down so fast.
I
So,
know
like,
that.
that's something you have to do more research
Yeah,
into.
I was just like, wow, they got lazy with the...
Man, those Jedi must have been tired.
Yeah, wow. It's like these are, like, the best.
Yeah, those are the dudes.
Mace Windu was probably like, man, I picked these guys.
Hey, we have a plan. You guys gotta be my backup if something happens.
Yeah, we got you, bro.
Yeah.
we'll be right behind you. No, but all the battle scenes in there, I just love. I think they're so cool. Mm-hmm. Obi-Wan, the famous hello there.
Hello there. Which is a response to Grievous when he says hello there from the animated series.
Yes, it is. Mm-hmm. But yeah, and then Grievous ends up having 4 arms, and Obi-Wan's like, what the fuck?
How the hell?
Yeah, but that's pretty cool. Mm-hmm.
Do you want to talk about the Order?
Yeah, well, so then he defeats Grievous.
Yes.
And then, like, shortly after that, Order 66 was given out, so all of the clones...
All the clones were born with a chip in their brains that no matter what happens, how much they like their Jedi or whatever, as soon as the big guy says, hey, Order 66, brain switches...
Which that's why this now, Revenge of the Sith, too, if you do more watching series or looking into it, everything from Phantom Menace on is just Palpatine's doing.
Yes.
You know?
I was blasting. Or then I was...
So anyways, I started zapping.
That's it.
But yeah, everything, that was his doing from the very start.
Everything went the way he pretty much wanted.
Yeah. That's why he got all power. He ended up being Supreme Chancellor, you know?
And what is, like, the... So people know Order 66, and all of a sudden Jedi die. I'm sure you know the answer. What is, like, when clones hear Order 66, what do they believe that just happened?
So Order 66, it's not just like, hey, blast them.
Yeah, because you need a reason to kill all the Jedi for the Senate. Yeah,
which the clones don't have a choice, though, because that's just, like, in their brain.
But what do you tell the public?
It's that So Order 66, like, in their brain or on paper is written down as the Jedi are committing treason against the Senate or the Republic, the Grand Republic, or whatever they're called. So essentially, everybody thinks the Jedi ended up being the bad guys.
Yeah, like they just want what they want.
Yeah,
they are not for freedom.
That's why you asked me the other day, Order 65, which is awfully close.
Very similar, but different.
Order 66 is eliminate all the Senate.
Yeah, so that one would have been way harder. Yeah, they just decided to yell at me today.
So that means everybody involved in politics just gets lit up. Which actually, now that I'm saying that out loud, I wonder, they probably had that in place. So in, I think it was or was it Attack of the Clones or Revenge of the Sith? I don't know exactly when Palpatine got all the power to be supreme.
That would have been Revenge of the Sith, wouldn't it? Because after he killed
I thought it was
the
at
Jedi.
The end of Attack of the Clones. I'm not too sure.
Well, that's when he looked all, like, raisiny. Just like, the Empire.
No, because in Phantom Menace, he was just a regular senator from Naboo, and then he got supreme power, which was part of his plan.
Was in the center of talking for everything. Just Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was. I think it was somewhere in Attack of the Clones, but I wonder if he had that just in case he didn't get the vote. Yeah,
people were like, I don't know about this one, guy.
You know, somebody else just comes up. I wonder if they would have used that then.
Mm-hmm. Just like, all right, hey, all your political leaders are dead.
Hey, everyone died but me.
I don't know, the clones just started blasting.
Anyway, so I started blasting. But yeah, awfully close to Order 66.
Yeah.
Should have spread that out, guy.
Maybe like 66 and like 20.
Yeah. But yeah, then all the Jedi are dying. Such a sad scene. The music, you know,
even though like you only see like 4 or 5 die, it's like thousands that were murdered.
Yeah. You know,
Anakin with the younglings breaks my heart.
He killed Mace.
The acting was horrible from that child. What are we gonna do?
Oh.
And I'm just like, come on, they could have gotten someone better. But like to think that Anakin walks into the Jedi Temple to find the younglings hiding.
Yeah.
And just starts slicing them down. Like, that's horrible to think about.
Yeah. I'm like, holy crap. That poor child actor.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. All right.
Anakin. The Jedi, the youngling that tries saving Bail Organa, was George Lucas's son.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah. I'm just shooting facts at you.
Yeah, you really are.
None of, like, the canon stuff, but all the fun stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, that whole scene from the moment he's deemed Darth Vader, just pretty much to the end of the movie is really dark.
One thing that isn't talked about enough, Palpatine's lightsaber, kind of gorgeous.
Yeah.
Very shiny, very nice.
Yeah.
That's usually my second favorite.
I should have looked it up again because I totally forgot. Because what I'm about to say is going to have absolutely no meaning because I don't remember what I'm going to say.
Good.
But you know how in Clone Wars, the series,
sure,
he has 2 lightsabers?
Yes.
There's a reason he has one in Revenge of the Sith.
Really?
And, like, he gave it to somebody, and I don't know who.
It's me. It's right in front of us.
It's me.
This is Anakin's lightsaber, right? That's in front of us?
Yes.
Okay, just to be sure.
Yeah. But, yeah, that scene when Anakin is marching on the Jedi Temple with all the clones with the 501st behind him, just like, oh my god.
I'm glad
Shit's about to hit the fan.
I'm really happy that Clone Wars clarified that Rex was not there.
Yeah. Yeah. But, yeah, that's such a sad scene, you know? And honestly, okay, so here's where, like, I think, because, like, I kind of then get sucked into, like, the emotional part of it. Like, even though the acting sucks, but I think this is, well, they didn't talk, so that's probably why it was good. But, like, when Anakin just killed those younglings, and then, like, Padme's looking out from her, like, rich-ass apartment to the Jedi Temple, and, like, what I think is crazy about the portrayal of Anakin turning is, like, he's not, like, killing everybody, being like, yeah. You know, like, he's, like, crying, like, killing these Jedi.
He's just doing what he thinks is best so he can save his wife.
Yeah. But, yeah, I'm like, holy crap, man. Like, he killed a lot of Jedi.
He did.
Yeah. Wasn't a big fan of the Yoda versus Darth Sidious battle. I don't know why.
Yeah, it was just kind of lackluster. Just seat. Yeah. I gotta go.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he gets in the speeder and he's like, failed I have or whatever. And it's like, I gotta go. See ya. And he just hangs out at Dagobah.
Yeah, Yoda loses one fight and he's like, fuck this, I'm out.
Damn.
They can do it themselves. You know? Dude, and then the other dark one is when he ends up on the lava planet.
Mustafar?
Yeah. And then, because he's ordered to kill all the separatists.
Yeah.
You know, so again, it's a political thing. But, like, I love Darth Vader. He's one of my favorites. But there's something just badass about Anakin still wielding his blue lightsaber and, like, the Jedi hood. And then he walks in, and then he just destroys everybody.
Yep.
You know? He's got the Sith eye. You know, he's got those red contacts in.
For me, I don't cry at, like,
5 minutes.
5 things. I don't cry at sad things in life. I get emotionally attached to movies.
Yeah.
So, like, to see Order 66 happen, all these people die, and, like, it's not that the Jedi were, like, commanding these clones just recklessly. They built relationships with them.
Yeah. That's why when you watch Clone Wars, the series, you're just like, oh my god, it makes it harder to watch.
All these friends are turning on each other, and then just to see, like, some of the final scenes of Obi-Wan and Anakin start battling, it really breaks my heart just to see that, like, man, because Obi-Wan, like, helped this kid grow up.
Yeah.
He was, what, like, 7, and now the guy's 20-ish, somewhat?
I don't know how the time works.
Yeah. But it's just crazy to me.
That last battle between Anakin and Obi-Wan, amazing. You got lava shooting everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's actually, like, one of my favorite battle scenes, though, too. Just because, like, the effects of the lightsabers and, like, just everything they're doing, you're like, holy shit, so much is going on.
Yeah.
You know?
And just the dialogue after Obi-Wan gets the high ground and
I was just gonna say, he's like, fuck you, Anakin, I have the high ground.
Just slices off his legs, and it's just like, you were a brother to me, I loved you. You were the chosen one.
Yeah.
You were supposed to bring balance to the Force.
Fucked it up, bro.
But to be fair, he did bring balance to the Force.
The wrong way.
It's balance. I would argue that he did what he was prophesied to do.
Thanos would not be happy with that. There needs to be a balance.
Yeah, like balance is not one side
balance
winning.
Is all things should be.
Balance is things are leveled out. Jedi and Sith are leveled out for a short time, and then Sith take over. But that's different.
That's true. I'm still the one to argue that Anakin wasn't the chosen one. The prophecy was misread.
Oh, shit. Do you want to restart the camera, and then we can get into this?
Yeah. I got a lot to talk about Revenge of the Sith. There's a lot more to it, because now we're kind of getting into more canon.
Yeah.
So, I know we were going to really talk about movies, like, super in-depth, but this one...
It's kind of
we kind of have to.
We'll be right back.
So, yeah. Commercial break.
Welcome back.
We're back. Where were we? Still Revenge of the Sith.
Yes.
Where were we? I literally just forgot what we were talking about.
Mustafar, how sad it was. You were my brother.
Oh yeah, and High Ground.
Yeah. Balance to the Force. You were arguing that Anakin was not the chosen one.
And then, man, just that end of the movie. You know, Padme dies.
Yes.
You know, for
because
no
Palpatine
reason.
is something with the Force, making her lose her will to live.
Yeah.
Because the robot's like, well, I don't fucking know why.
It's like it's her.
She's dying, man.
We're losing this bitch.
Yeah.
And then boom, twins.
Luke and Leia are born, and she had the names picked out for whatever reason. It's a boy, Luke.
It's a girl. Like, you thought about that pretty quick, bitch.
And everyone's just watching her get birthed.
But you're telling me they fly in space. They can go through hyperspace.
Yeah.
And they couldn't tell she had twins?
I didn't think about that.
You got robots as nurses.
Yeah.
You're out of a job.
Yeah, I'm gonna be put out of a job soon.
And you can't tell me that bitch has twins? Right?
That's a good point. I never thought about it that way.
You know? But... And then... The Emperor finds Anakin still... He's
burning, just...
No arms, no legs. You know? What do you call a guy with no arms and no legs in a pot of boiling water?
What's that?
Stew.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, I know. What do you call a guy with no arms and no legs in the middle of the ocean?
What's that?
Bob. What do you call a guy with no arms and no legs hanging on your wall? Art.
Oh no!
I love those. I got them for days.
This is gonna be a whole podcast.
Yeah. Anyways, but then Anakin's still alive, you know, on fire. But for me, it's just so nostalgic seeing him be Darth Vader.
Yeah.
You know, because again, we haven't seen Darth Vader since 1983.
Yep.
It is 2005.
And he, between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope, that's what, like 20 years?
I think so, yeah.
So we've never seen a young Vader.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the only thing we see is...
Young Vader.
No!
Yeah. Which... I don't hate that scene.
No.
I really don't.
It's very valid, because the whole reason he did all of this
Yeah.
was to save Padme.
Yeah.
But then when he asked, like, hey, where's she at? Yeah, you killed her.
I think it's cool. It shows how strong he is, though, because like all of a sudden, like everything starts blowing up and everything. Well, that's pretty cool. But it's just super cool. And the last scene, when it's Palpatine and Vader just like standing there like a rap album.
Yeah.
And then the Death Star, the first Death Star, is being built.
Which, that took 20 years to finish?
Yeah.
How did the second Death Star get built?
They figured it out.
Okay.
They used the old blueprints.
Hey, man, just turn it a little bit. We know. We got it at this point.
Yeah. This time, don't put a small hole in the middle that blows up everything.
That was because of Mr. Urso.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Calculated.
Never hiring him again.
No, fuck that guy.
I liked it. Good movie.
Very
Again,
good movie.
I just think it was, again, there's issues with it.
Yeah.
More so some of the acting or the writing. But music smacked. It's just so good. I think that's about it from it. There's so much you can unpack.
Yeah.
But
so moving on from the prequels, we go to the next quals.
The next quals.
So from 2005 to 2015,
here we go.
a 10-year gap. How old were you in 2005?
How old am I?
I don't know. So if I was born in 98, 99, 2000, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I was 7. You were 8.
Some might argue.
So like at that point, your brain's like, holy crap! There's lights flashing. This is like the best movie.
Yeah.
Now we're older, 10 years later. So I'm 17. You're 18. All of a sudden, Force Awakens, we get more Jedi.
I was just as excited
Yeah,
as I was
100%.
Phantom Menace when I was 4 watching Phantom Menace, you know, or 3 or however, whatever year I was born.
Yeah.
But Attack of the Clones or Revenge of the Sith, I was still so pumped for it.
For sure.
I liked it. I like Force Awakens. Some may argue it's A New Hope.
I loved it in the theater after rewatching. I'm like, this is just A New Hope with different actors.
It is. I don't know. I still think it's kind of cool. Again, they figured out the CGI.
Yep, looks even
You know,
better.
again, every Star Wars movie starts in space.
Yes.
With the ship flying over and everything. Yeah, I thought it was really good. New characters. I really liked Kylo Ren. Not a lot of people did.
I could take him or leave him.
I like him the best in Force Awakens.
I would agree. I would very much
You
so
know?
agree.
Um,
It's really crazy how many plot holes they open up, but also close at the same time.
yeah, it's crazy.
Like, why does Maz Kanata just have a lightsaber?
Oh, dude, that's what I was gonna bring up. That's my biggest thing about this trilogy is that she's like, that's a story for another day, and then all of a sudden, Rise of Skywalker, and she's like,
Yeah, never mind.
yeah,
Hey,
yeah,
Chewie, here's this necklace.
yeah, I don't want to tell you. That was Hans.
Yes, it was.
Okay,
Because
you
he was
know.
happy, because he was showing it to 3PO and
Yeah.
R2 at the end.
Yeah,
But it's a very good movie. Like, it's new characters. We're on different planets finally.
yeah,
Because one of my biggest complaints is how big a galaxy can be, but how small the Star Wars galaxy is.
yeah.
They
They built a Death Planet.
Starkiller Base.
Starkiller Base, which actually
Very cool name.
so Starkiller is a character in a Star Wars video game.
Oh.
Dude, you should play it.
Okay.
It's called Force Unleashed.
Oh, I've heard of that, yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
Isn't it not canon anymore?
Yeah, not anymore because of Rebels.
Really?
Yeah, because Starkiller was Darth Vader's first Inquisitor.
Right. Okay. Did not know that.
Starkiller was the original name that George Lucas was going to go with Luke, though. It was going to be Luke Starkiller.
Very aggressive for a Jedi.
That's why he didn't do it. So they changed it to Skywalker.
Okay. I can respect that.
Yeah, it was originally going to be Starkiller. So then the video game came out.
Okay, and then that just
And then
abolished.
Starkiller Base.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, it's a planet with a big gun. What the fuck?
Just the same thing, but bigger.
Yeah, it can shoot farther.
So you know how we had shot one planet? Imagine 5.
I like this guy.
Hey, give him a promotion.
Yeah. I thought it was cool. And it made me really excited for The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
And then I watched The Last Jedi, and I wanted to not watch Star Wars again.
And then we saw casino scenes.
I get a lot of heat for hating this movie.
No, it's a bad movie.
I still put it above Attack of the Clones.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's Attack of the Clones Last Jedi. Mm-hmm. There's, same thing. You can take out so many scenes in Last Jedi and still get the same amount of information.
I would argue Last Jedi doesn't add a whole lot to the canon of Star Wars. Besides Luke dying. Spoilers.
Because he can be a ghost.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Like, other than that, what really progresses the story? Leia almost dies?
She pulls some witch shit, and she's just like...
And we don't find out she's a Jedi till the next movie?
No one's like, how'd she do that?
Are we gonna ignore the fact that she just flew dead?
In space. I did really like the throne room fight scene.
Yeah.
That was cool, but that's about it.
Did it progress the story, though?
Snoke died.
But he wasn't real.
Snoke died. The basic premise of that movie is a very boring, anticlimactic spaceship chase.
Yeah.
When they're trying to escape and they're like right here and like the First Order is here and they're like, oh, we can't reach them. I'm like, just put it in overdrive a little bit. You gotta go like 5 feet.
Just turn off the AC and go a little faster.
Like literally, there was a scene where you're just watching them miss. I'm like,
I think one of my favorite scenes, because I thought it was funny, even though it's not supposed to be, just put out a signal, someone will come. And then nobody came.
yeah.
They were like, we're on our own. Like, oh, damn. Everyone really just left them out to dry.
Put on a signal, somebody will come. No.
Nah.
I've only seen that movie once.
Really?
It's not worth it.
It's a hard rewatch. I think I rewatched it just for the sake of, like, Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
But it wasn't anything worth it.
No, it's not. I can't do it. Mm-hmm. Again, it doesn't add anything.
No. You find out that there's more younglings out in the galaxy, but they never do anything with them in the next movie.
Yeah, because they ignore it.
Mm-hmm. Well, so the director for that actually, like, they basically talked to him, I think, and said, like, yep, we're not using any of the story stuff you wanted to go forward with. So they just said, I think it was J.J. Abrams, right? Like, hey, we're just going to go with whatever you want because you're going to figure this out.
Yeah. For Last Jedi or Rise of Skywalker?
For Rise of Skywalker.
Oh, yeah. So let's ignore that.
Yep. Just all together. Rise of Skywalker, if you listen to the last podcast, I talk about how I didn't sneak out. I left my girlfriend's family on vacation to go see this movie at midnight because they took me to Florida with them. So if you want that full story, go to the last podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, again, I was still excited.
Yes.
I don't care how shitty a movie is before or not. If it's Star Wars, I'm gonna have to watch it.
Yeah.
It was cool.
I enjoyed it.
It was a lot of nostalgic, what's that called?
Fan service.
Fan service. They could have done so much more.
Mm-hmm.
You know? I thought creepy Palpatine was cool.
I thought it was really cool to reintroduce Palpatine.
Really? See, I wanted it to be Snoke.
No, I like the idea that Palpatine, in every movie, is controlling what happens. Like, he is the guy, and you can't get rid of him.
Okay, here's my issue, though. So, all of a sudden, they find out that Palpatine's back.
Sure.
And I think it was Finn, and he was like, oh, yeah, like, Darth Sidious is back. And they're like, what? How? And he's like, I don't know, magic? And they're like, oh, okay. And then we don't talk about it again. They're like, how did he come back? And they're like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, okay.
You got it.
What? That's stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan. Again, I love the very opening scene with Kylo Ren when Palpatine's being like, I'm all the voices in your head. And when you hear James Earl Jones as Darth Vader.
Oh my god, you just hear...
Yeah.
I'm like, oh man. I got chills watching that the other day.
Yeah, it's so good.
Babu Frick. Hey! That was my favorite character. I'm like, I know he was put there to be like funny, and it worked. I loved it.
Yeah, especially at the end. He pops up.
Whatever her name is, Yuri. Hey!
And like 3PO's like, oh, he's my oldest friend. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, that guy's funny.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah. Dude, the whole Sith dagger. Can we talk about that?
That was weird.
All of a sudden it's the Goonies. And it's like, oh, find the monocle. And you're telling me Palpatine made a dagger?
You're telling me that ship hasn't deconstructed or like dissolved at all in the water for that many years, that it's still the same ledge that you can just look at?
So, in that scene, when she goes and she sees like the dark version of her, which I thought was actually going to happen, and I thought that was going to be super cool. That's the throne room in Return of the Jedi.
Oh.
You didn't know that?
No.
Stupid ass. That's why it's so nostalgic.
Sure.
That scene was cool, though, too. Seeing all the stormtroopers and everything.
Yeah.
So that room was just, like, right off to the side. I was like, okay. But then, I'm assuming Palpatine made that because it has a map to where it is. You're telling me that guy needed a map to his own thing when it was sitting in his own throne room?
Damn, where'd I put my
like, I'm telling you, like, he's
wayfinder.
sitting here. The room is right here.
Wasn't that made after the Death Star went down, though? Is that the first or second Death Star? That's the second, because it's on the moon of Endor.
Yes, that's the second.
So Palpatine's already dead at that point. Someone else made that then. Dead at that point.
Why? Why do you need that?
I don't know. I don't get, like, why...
Also, who knew...
Like, if you need that, just take the Wayfinder. Don't just leave it there for someone else to get.
There's so many... I just don't get it.
No.
I was like, that's so stupid. But she's just like, oh, it's a map. The fuck? What kind of writing is this?
It's written in Sith. Now it's a language?
Yeah.
What's the Jedi language?
Yeah. But, yeah, and then all of a sudden now 3PO can't help us because he can't decipher Sith. And I'm like, okay. And then Rey can just heal.
Which was introduced in the Mandalorian episode.
It was.
5 days prior.
It was. And, okay, that's cool, but I'm like, no one
figured that. Yoda didn't tell anyone?
Yeah, I was like, no one can do this? Like, we were introduced to so many new Force abilities.
Yeah.
Like, I do think it's cool when, like, Kylo Ren and her talk, and, like, he snatched the necklace off of her. I was like, oh, shit.
Yes.
That's kind of cool.
I thought the Force FaceTime was kind of dope.
What?
The Force FaceTime?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Just not in Last Jedi, though.
No.
When he's, like, shirtless. He's, like, half of a body.
His fucking pants are up to his nipples.
And they're like, how am I doing this? I'm like, what the fuck is going on? But, yeah, I don't know. I mean, Red Scar, it was cool, I guess.
It introduced my favorite lightsaber, Leia's.
Really?
Her hilt is easily my number one.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I love Anakin's.
Okay. An OG, a classic.
Yeah. I love that, though. There's so much history in your hands. I'm like, yeah, that one killed a lot of kids. You know? I'm like,
That one murdered so many people.
The only scene I really do love, though, is when you hear all of the Jedi.
Yeah, and how, like,
At the end.
Ahsoka, Ezra... Is Ezra in there? No, I think it's Kanan.
Yeah, it's Kanan. Mm-hmm. Ewan McGregor, Liam Neeson.
Yep.
Yoda, you know.
The one soundbite from... what's the name, Sir?
Alec Guinness.
Yeah. Ray.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It was just, and then again, Palpatine just started zapping. You know.
Watch this one, guys. All the ships are falling.
Yeah. There's more of a backstory. You know how when Palpatine was like sucking the life out of them?
Sure.
Like there's more of a story behind that. They just didn't touch on it. It's like okay, but yeah, he's shooting lightning into the air,
and then all of a sudden, Ben Solo and Rey had a love connection.
Yeah, what the hell was that? Like, I'd be like, 2 hours ago, you stabbed me.
Yeah, I'd be like, yo, we're not cool yet.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm still a little pissed.
Yeah, I'm gonna die a little mad at you.
Yeah, I'm not letting this one go. Like, you stabbed me. But yeah, that, like, what the hell was that? Mm-hmm. Classic Romeo Juliet story over here. But I didn't like that she was a Palpatine either.
Really? I thought that was kind of cool.
I was like, huh.
I like that more than her being a Skywalker.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Mm-hmm. If they would have said, you're a Skywalker, come on.
Yeah, like, no shit.
Yeah.
Well, now technically she is. All of a sudden she can just change her name.
Rey what? Okay, who's curious about a last name that much? If I met you, what's the name? Mickey. Mickey who? I don't give a damn when I meet people. Like, if you just tell me your first name, that's all I need. I'm not going to ask you your social security number or anything.
Yeah, well, that's why there's the, either it's a meme or I was talking to Matt about it, because Matt hates that movie.
Okay.
And he was like, Rey who? Rey Shields. I was like triggered. Matt was snapping Rise of Skywalker. He was watching it with his parents.
Yeah.
And he was just giving us live updates. And it was like, oh man, we're standing. There's a lot of standing. It was like, and then like with the Knights of Ren, just
kind of lame.
Looking at Chewie.
Yep.
Just like, oh shit, more standing. There's like nothing going on.
The movie's so fast.
And you're telling me they found that guy's ship sunk in the same spot as that guy? Like, what the hell? What's going on? Yeah, I the only scene I like in that movie is the Jedi talking.
Yeah, that was a very cool scene. I like the also that you find out that Leia was training to become a Jedi.
Yeah.
But then she like realized her son would die at the end of her training or whatever, or something like that. I'm like, that's kind of dope. Yeah. I like that a lot.
Yeah. I don't know. I was upset with the movie.
I can honestly say I don't mind it. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
But it's not my favorite.
Yeah.
Real quick, do we want to rank all these movies in their separate trilogies and then move on to the Star Wars stories?
Yes.
So, original trilogy. What is your top 3 bottom?
So, starting with my favorite?
Yes.
Empire Strikes Back.
Correct answer.
This one's a tough one for me, though.
Yes, because they're equally good movies.
Yeah, I think it's Empire, Return of the Jedi, New Hope.
See, I would do reverse. Empire, New Hope, Return, which is also a good option. Like,
yeah.
I would never say, like, one is the correct answer.
Yeah.
But
like, I like Return of the Jedi a lot.
It's a very solid trilogy.
Yeah.
Prequels.
Fuck. Obviously, Revenge of the Sith, Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones.
If anyone says any different, you're wrong.
Yeah, you're stupid.
Mm-hmm. New ones.
Actually, see, this one's easy for me, though, too. Force Awakens, Rise of Skywalker, Last Jedi.
See, I would say Rise of Skywalker, Force Awakens, and Last Jedi.
You liked Rise of Skywalker better than Force Awakens?
I think so. Because
Really?
Force Awakens was a New Hope. If I want to watch that, I can just watch the old one.
That's fair. Mm-hmm. My thing is, I was trying not to get sucked into the fan service.
Yeah.
Because it's super cool, and that's why I liked it. But if I take away that, and if I really look at the story, I like Force Awakens better.
For sure. Okay. I can respect that. And then, how about the trilogies as a whole?
Like every movie?
Yes. So, like, the first trilogy, second trilogy, third trilogy, what's your rank?
Oh, just as trilogy?
Yes. I would say original, probably newest one, and then old one. And then prequels.
Really? See, I think I have to do it in order that they came out.
I just hate Attack of the Clones that much.
That's fair. I hated Last Jedi that much, though, too.
Like, let's say you had to watch all of them all the way through. Like, I'm watching first,
Here's my argument, though. So, if we're talking trilogy, New Hope, Empire, Return of the Jedi. As 3 movies, they all make sense.
Yeah.
Phantom Menace, and as much as I hate Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith, they all make sense.
That's a good point.
The new ones, as a trilogy, don't make sense. Each one ignores the one from before, so it's not a solid trilogy.
That's a very good point. I never thought of it that way, but I'm not changing my answer.
You're so fucking stubborn.
I'm sitting in my mess, and I'm just gonna like it.
But, like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, at least they go off of the suck.
Yeah.
They're just like, nah, we're not going to talk about that. And that's what I don't like about it. If you're going to suck, you better sit in it. You got 6 minutes on that.
Got 6 minutes?
Yeah.
You want to restart before we get into the Star Wars stories?
I'm sorry, what?
You want to reset the camera before we get into the Star Wars stories?
What are the Star Wars stories?
Rogue One and Solo.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Star Wars story.
Oh, gotcha.
We'll be right back.
Right back.
And we're back.
We're back. There we go.
This part might be a little shorter, but it's already like an hour long.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about the shoot-off movies. We can save the extended series for a different day.
Yeah, we can.
So, Rogue One and Solo.
Rogue One is probably one of my favorite Star Wars movies.
This started the trend of Star Wars coming out every year after so many breaks.
Yeah.
Like 77 to 80, 80 to 83, 99 to 2003 to 2005.
I think it's so
and
cool
15.
though, because like with A New Hope or the original trilogy, you're like, well, what happened before that?
Yeah.
And then you get that, but then no one talked about what's happening in like 15 minutes before A New Hope.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Or what are the rebels doing that aren't just Jedis?
Mhm.
Like, what about these Joe Blows that just
Yeah.
don't respect the Empire?
I love this movie. This on my full list. It goes Empire Strikes Back, Rogue One.
Really?
Yeah.
I'd definitely say it's in my top 5, but I haven't thought that out that much.
Oh, I have. I think about it at least once a day.
At least once. Once before bed, just...
Yeah.
Yeah, Rogue One.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good. I loved it. I was kind of going into it. I was like, oh, you're not going to see any lightsabers. It's going to be whatever. But I was like, okay, kind of cool. I thought it was great. It was
It
so
answered
good.
so many questions. Why is there a hole in the Death Star?
Yeah. You know, they talk about making the Death Star. They talk about all that crap and everything. Mm-hmm. And then, literally, the last 10 minutes.
That's the most badass Star Wars scene I've ever seen in a movie.
And again, too, because everything you see in Rogue One is new characters, you know.
New planets, I'm pretty sure, right?
Yep, new planets and just, like, different things. You don't see the stock Star Wars characters.
Yeah.
But then you get that nostalgic, you know, the lights go... Well, also, too, another thing that I loved is it went directly into A New Hope.
Yes.
That's what I wanted. Mm-hmm. And that's what they fucking gave us.
When I saw this movie, it was the day that Carrie Fisher died.
Oh, that's hard.
So I was watching and she turns around. I'm like, I was not expecting
Yeah.
that. My heart ached.
Yeah. Dude, I still love that, you know... All of a sudden the lights go out, and then you hear, like, footsteps, and then you hear that classic breathing.
He fucked those guys up. Just force, guy to the side, guy to the side.
Yeah. I was like, no way. And then when he ignites his lightsaber, I was like, whoa! I saw Rogue One 5 times in the movies.
Did you really?
I went so much. I saw it twice in one day.
What?
I don't have friends, okay?
Kind of a flex.
It was so good. It's awesome to watch that and then go into A New Hope.
I never thought about that.
Yeah, but then you're like, oh, wow. These graphics are really shitty.
Yeah.
But no, I loved it. I thought it was a great story.
Great character development. And people that you never see again and can't because they're dead.
I love that. Because I was kind of worried about it. I was like, well, what's going to happen to these guys? It also really shows the power of the Death Star.
Yes.
Like, they're like, oh, put it onto, like, level 2. And it's just, like, a huge explosion. I'm like, oh, that's really cool. It's a really cool scene when you see it, like, rotating. I'm like, that's really cool from space. You know? Yeah, it's one of my all-time favorites.
And then, easily one of my least favorites.
Same.
Solo.
I already going in, I didn't have high hopes for it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought it was weird. I recently just watched it.
Okay.
Again. It does make it better knowing what happened with more like the crime syndicates.
Yeah.
If you watch the Clone Wars series.
Sure.
especially the last season. You know what I mean? With that knowledge in mind, it made it a better movie. I don't move it up on my list, but it did make it a better movie.
I thought the writing was so bad, especially for Childish Gambino.
Yeah.
And his Lando portrayal. Lando was supposed to be this suave, cool dude, and all of a sudden, he can't hold his own anymore.
Yeah.
He's in love with the droid?
Yeah. I was like, what the hell?
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, I wasn't a fan of it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like it that much. I was pissed at the end when I saw Darth Maul. I was like, what?
It was a little odd.
Knowing what happens now,
yeah,
it kind of still confirms it. But again, as a movie by itself, they're not gonna make a Solo 2.
No.
Don't add Darth Maul into that. Then that's stupid.
Yeah, like how do you follow that up? Like that's just making people have to watch something else. Which sure, that's kind of what you want to do, but you don't feel satisfied as a viewer from that movie.
Yeah,
then.
well, that's why I walked out. I was like, this was fucking stupid.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like it at all.
I thought their way around the 12 parsecs thing. Was not a fan of it.
Mm-mm.
Because for those of you that don't know, the Millennium Falcon made the Kessel Run in 12 parsecs, which when it was originally said was made to sound like a measure of time.
Yeah.
When in actuality is a measure of distance. So to flex that it made a run in 12 parsecs is like, well, what does that mean that it took a shorter amount of distance? And you find out they just went through like an asteroid field. It's like, that's not that cool.
Yeah.
I wasn't a fan of that. And then how they tried making those gold dice a more important thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just wasn't a big fan of this. What's your name? Han. Last name? Oh, I don't have one.
Solo. All right.
Like, that was kind of lame.
That was dumb.
Because then why is he going by that later in life?
Yeah.
He didn't need to. That was just to get off the planet.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Or how he met Chewbacca.
Yeah, that was weird, too. Poor Chewie.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't like it.
I didn't care for the movie.
Still above Attack of the Clones and Last Jedi, though.
Oh, for sure. 100%.
Yeah.
It's watchable.
It is watchable. It's hard to watch, but I can get through it. I can't get through Attack of the Clones.
No, neither could I.
No. Yeah, I mean, if we could keep talking about the series, because I'm a huge fan of the Clone Wars series on Disney+.
Oh, for sure.
I think any Star Wars fan should watch it.
It definitely
goes so in-depth.
It progresses from a cartoon to, like, a real Star Wars series. Like, the later
That's
seasons are definitely, like, so much more mature and are not meant for children.
Yeah, I always do tell people, like, get past that. One, the animation is sick.
Yeah.
Especially as you go on, like, in seasons, especially the season 7.
Oh, my God. So
Dude,
good.
Christ. But, like, yeah, again, like, the first season, you're just like, okay, kind of, you have to get out of your head, like, it's like a kid show cartoon.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of things in it that, like, it's not like a kid's cartoon.
When I saw someone, like, tortured to death, I'm like, this is not meant for kids.
Yeah. Or, like, people getting, like, their heads chopped off by lightsabers, or just, like, you see clones get, like, stabbed. Because normally in kids shows, like, if somebody dies, it, like, turns away. And someone's like, oh, no.
Eek.
Like, that one when, what's her name? The
drummer?
The lady Sith.
Ventress? Oh, yeah.
When she frickin' used the Force and picked up a clone, pulled him into... And you see this whole entire thing.
Yeah.
Stabbed him.
And then kissed him.
Kissed his helmet and dropped him. I was like, what the fuck was that? But I was like, that was so cool. It's such a good series.
But I don't think we have that kind of time. We're already like an hour and 20.
I know, we don't. That's how much I like it. I could just keep talking about it. Again, huge Star Wars fan.
So, like I said at the top of the show, leave a like.
Yeah.
Let us know if you want us to talk more about Star Wars. We're more than happy to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Honestly, we might keep talking about it just because it was very enjoyable.
There's
but
a lot to unpack.
Let us know if there's interest for this. Sure. Mm-hmm. But we are going to get going. Be sure to like, subscribe.
Yeah.
We have a topic suggestion on our link tree. It is in all of our Instagram descriptions. It is in the YouTube description, Spotify, iTunes. We are available wherever you would like. Mm-hmm. Please, we just want to make sure there is interest for this project.
Yeah. Give us topics. We'll talk about anything.
I'll talk about most things.
I will talk about most things.
Thanks for listening, and see you in the next space show.
Yeah.